Hello, Train Star. Um, I was dividing up my childhood favorite shows into three categories. It was like before the age of five, like toddler stuff I enjoyed at that age. My family moved to England from when I was 5 to 8, so I'll talk about what I watched in England in the late 70s. And then just a bit about a couple maybe shows after we moved back. So pre-adolescent shows. Okay, the first one's as a child. I was very, very into Marine Boy. For a long time, I wanted to be Marine Boy. Um, Maybe that influenced my interest in androgyny. I don't know. He was one of those Japanese kind of androgynous. So I don't know. I don't want to read too much into it. I mean, I don't even swim, so really, how influential was it? Kimba the Lion was another Japanese show from back then. I can't really tell you how similar it is to The Lion King or whatever, because I've never seen The Lion King and I haven't seen Kimba in 30 years, 35 years. Speed Racer was another one of those shows. I don't like that one now. I watched it when there was a revival in the 90s or whatever, and I thought it was really dumb. So I have more fond memories of Marine Boy, although it might be as dumb, who knows. On public TV, there was, of course, Sesame Street, and another one, The Electric Company, which I guess died off before Sesame Street. I guess Sesame Street's still going, but The Electric Company was pretty cool. Morgan Freeman did work on The Electric Company. Um, and then there were the Croft Superstars shows of the early 70s. As people say, they seemed very drug oriented, but Sid and Marty Croft said they never did drugs. But if you watch Lidsville or Sigmund the Sea Monster or Land of the Lost or HR Puffin stuff, it really looks kind of dope oriented. Um, Sunday nights there was a Disney show on ABC, or as a regular Disney thing. They might show movies, I guess. They might divide them up into parts because I think it was an hour show. But then they showed Disney short films. And then throughout my childhood, throughout three parts of my childhood, early, then in England and after, I really liked the Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig cartoons of the 40s and 50s and such. They got rerun, and all those 40s and 50s cartoons that got shown on the Bugs Bunny show. So I guess that kind of influenced my aesthetic, appreciating old stuff. Plus, one of the first music genres I got into was big band when I was a kid, along with pop music just of the time. New Zoo Review was another show in my childhood with the Freddie the Frog, Henrietta Hippo, Charlie Owl, Doug, and Emmy Joe. Um, it's interesting if you see episodes now. They did a drug awareness episode where Charlie the Owl got hooked on speed. That was interesting. Um, and then throughout my childhood too, I watched Brady Bunch, Gilligan's Island, and that kind of stuff. Andy Griffith, all those shows. When I was in the UK, 75 through 78, my favorite show was probably Monty Python. So it's kind of a reverse of what Tara was saying. Instead of being a adult enjoying childhood shows, I was a child enjoying adult shows. I like Monty Python, Faulty Towers, and Ripping Yarns, the Terry Jones Michael Palin show. Um, I forgot to bring that over here. I can't really. I'll have to do a separate video of that. I have Ripping Yarns from the library right now on DVD for a second time. Watched Star Trek, the old Star Treks, and Doctor Who, which was then the new Doctor Who, Tom Baker, and I'll always think of as like the Who, which might stand in the way of me enjoying other other actors in the role, but I really like Tom Baker in the role. Um, Rhubarb, the green cartoon dog in England, watched that show. Roundabout, the stop motion show with Zebedee and Dougal the dog. I had a bath toy of a big sponge Dougal, which, since he didn't have legs, it probably pretty much looked exactly like Dougal. I also had a sponge bathtub toy of the Pink Panther. I guess his cartoons were shown on Bugs Bunny or Tom and Jerry or one of those. I didn't like Tom and Jerry because they beat up the cat, and I like cats. But I still watched it a lot, I guess because it was a cartoon and that's what was on, and we didn't have cable. Um, and in the UK they showed some American shows like the cartoons Laugh Olympics with Yogi Bear and I don't know Huckleberry Hound and all those characters. Those uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Hanna Barbera, yeah, and watch Scooby Doo and all that stuff like other people said. One of the main cartoons I wanted to mention after we moved back, and when I was 10 and 11 years old, we watched in America, was Star Blazers, which was a Japanese cartoon that was dubbed. It was a cartoon about there was a spaceship made out of the battleship Yamato, uh, the old Japanese battleship. They turned into a spaceship. They went out and fought these aliens called the Gamelons, and they had these super laser guns on the ships that really, I don't know, blow up everything or planets or whatever. And that was also kind of an intense kind of soap opera episode at times. I mean, some of the people had real issues on there. So, but I enjoyed that show too. Um, I guess that's about it. This is probably running long. Bye.